Okay, so we are back on the Mana Symbol channel with Kanister's Ayayelementals. That's what I called it. He had some name, I think it was Very Powerful Elementals. So the 5-color Elemental deck, I played it before. We were playing it in a version that was playing Flamekin Harbinger and Unsettled Mariner and Skelemental. The Lightning Skelemental. The Harbinger and the Skelemental were, of course, a very powerful package. However, this version is emphasizing the pitch elementals from Modern Horizons a little bit with the 4 Fury, 4 Solitude. We were playing that before. I think we're also playing Aether Vial in that setup. This one is decided to lead on Ephemerate with all the very powerful enter the battlefield triggers that happen in this deck. Utopia Sprawl to start you off with enough mana to be going on with. There's 1 Wrenn and Six. There's 4 Teferi Time Ravelers. Just like some of the most powerful cards in Modern that you could just sort of have floating around in your list. And 2 Prismatic Ending, which kind of ties everything else together. He changed a couple things, Lord Cringe, and this is the version he was playing today on his stream. So that version was playing like a 1 of Lightning Bolt. I think it was playing 3 Flamekin Harbingers. Sorry, Thunderkin Awakener is the card I was talking about earlier with Lightning Skelemental. So, interestingly, Flamekin Harbinger and Risen Reef have a super powerful synergy where if you have a Risen Reef in play and you play the Flamekin, what happens is you get 2 triggers. So what you're going to do is put your Risen Reef draw trigger on the stack first. Then on top of that, you're going to do your Flamekin Harbinger tutor trigger. That means you get to tutor your library for any elemental and then immediately draw it, which can be a Solitude or a Fury in the early game. And then if you have an Ephemerate in your hand, you get to keep it by pitching another spell, then casting the Ephemerate. This is just like, there's just so many insanely powerful things this deck can do to interact with the battlefield. Omnath is an insane value creature. We've got 3 Cavern of Souls, so we have ways to play through counter magic. So this is just like one of those decks that just plays a mid-range game to the battlefield, but in a very unfair way, because we're cheating on mana in a bunch of different ways, and then mixing it together with some of the more powerful sort of mid-range cards of Teferi and Wrenn and Six. So, and Utopia Sprawl is, of course, my favorite piece of ramp in Modern because you can't be lava darted or lightning bolted or unholy heated off this. So like this deck just doesn't care about your opponent's spot removal for the most part, or you put them in a bunch of situations where it's constantly the threat of Ephemerate just totally crushing them that they have to deal with. So I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of learning here, but this should be a pretty fun romp. Just powerful synergy, powerful plays. I'm probably going to miss some of them, but we'll try to do my best to talk through some of the lines before I attempt them. Might run into some clock issues, but this deck actually tends to have didn't seem like it was having a lot of issues closing out games. All right, on the play in game number 1 here against Lost Boys. So I think I'm shipping this one because we don't have a way to get to 3 mana realistically. I know this is a 23 land deck, but Flamekin Harbinger tutors something to the top. It is a May, but playing this card with no actual thing to do, like I feel like we'll just end up recovering better. And then that means our plan is to play land go, land Risen Reef. That's just not good enough. This is a 1-lander, so this is much worse, but that's okay. Sometimes you have rough runs on the mulligans. I guess we're keeping a hand that is vaguely similar to my first one, although... So one of the things I didn't mention, there's no 2-drop elementals in this deck at all. So this hand I'm probably keeping 3 lands... I gotta keep the Risen Reef, so we'll keep the Risen Reef and the Fury and just hope that we draw a red card if I'm against a matchup where I want it. Yeah. So obviously not where we'd like to be for the opening draw, but at least we have a hand that can play some magic here. Our opponent gets to keep their 7, so it's going to be a tough game 1, but I've seen this deck do some nutty things. If our opponent's on some kind of creature deck and we draw into... Oh, goodness gracious. Well, at least black-white discard-based mid-range is a pretty low power level deck overall. Did mana traders reduce their prices? I have no idea, Mir. I am not intimately familiar with their price structure, etc. I mean, I can rent them for you, Kaya. Yeah, they do drop prices as a loyalty reward. So as you stay with mana traders, your subscription does get cheaper. Rats. Well, we got Kaheera. So yeah, I didn't mention that we do have a companion. We'll be able to cast it this turn or next turn. It's a cat beast. For 1 green or white, you get a 3/2 cat beast. And with vigilance, and each other creature you control is going to get +1/+1. I mean, I say that, so each other creature you control that's a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast, if this is your companion, your other creature cards will be that. However, any tokens you produce might not be, so. Sedgemoor Witch. Deal. Let's see what we draw. If we draw an Ephemerate, maybe we're just going to Solitude. It's probably just play Kaheera here and just hope we eventually draw 1 more land. Although, I'm willing to entertain that I should have just pitched to kill this. I certainly would have if I had picked up a Risen Reef there. We're not going to fetch with the Misty Rainforest, both because it's a mana source with the Yavimaya right now, and because I'm trying to draw lands. At the moment, though, if I hit any land, we're probably in pretty good shape. But we'll see how many pests they put in. If they vindicate one of my lands here, that's going to be really rough. Smallpox. Also really bad. Yeah. Yeah. Because they're not going down a land, and they're not going down any of their relevant creatures. So... Clearly should have just Solituded the Sedgemoor Witch, but I didn't realize that they were on this kind of nonsense. I think... I'd much rather have the Fury here and then draw a red card. Also, they don't know about the second Fury, in theory, so... Probably just going to send the Yavimaya here. Or the Misty Rainforest. Yeah, mine is a little more narrow. We do have 1 Wrenn and 6 we could draw into. See about this sideboarding. And they're playing Utopia Triome. Okay, so getting the Yavimaya off the battlefield might be worthwhile. Although this may just be for... This may just be for Prismatic Ending equity to have the 3rd color available. Tapped. Okay, so this is probably not doing anything. Nope. All right. So we will have to take some damage to get this off the battlefield. That's okay. So I have white here. I guess... So the cards I have that are double colored are Endurance, which needs double green. I have that there. I have double white, double red, double blue for any of the elementals. So I think this is fine. And I could play Wrenn and Six with these 2 lands. This is gonna hurt. Well worthwhile. Alright, let's draw one more land. I found a discard spell again? Nope. I'm just playing this set more much. But even if they did, they'd play the Witch first, I think. And there it is. Full frame Sedgemoor Witch. They have another Smallpox. Please no. Souls. Oh, right. I didn't even see that. They must have discarded it to the Smallpox. So it'll be fine if I get up the mana for Fury here, which I did. So let's do that. I think I'm just going to grab the planes, not hit myself any harder. Bonus deck looks wild. I mean, we played something like this a while back. It's pretty good. Yeah, this is actually a little bit unfortunate. But at this point, their ability to reach should be pretty low. Black, white. Although they're actually playing green cards because they have Temple Garden. Wait, Roy, did you put on Freddie Scott's You Got What I Need because he also died? Don't tell me another celebrity that I care about is dead. Also, big shout out to Siege Rhino, maybe. Big shout out to Joey Jordison of Slipknot who passed away. Sort of Feast and Famine. Not quite what they needed here. The drummer for Slipknot passed away, I believe, today. Or possibly yesterday. Which is just shocking. He's pretty young. Same with Avenged Sevenfold a good number of years back, but... So we can blow them out here in a bunch of different ways, so let's set up to do that. I probably screwed that up a little bit. All right, let's see. Is my mic volume still good? I hope so. It looks all right. Okay, good. Sorry, I just didn't want that to get totally overrun by the music. But I realized the monitoring was probably okay. My opponent's really tanking on my Teferi plus here. Let's remember the moments in this game, by the way, where I mulled to 5 and got smallpoxed off my Kaheera. And I'm basically in a winning position now. So, you know, just elementals things. Oh, I was making a joke, Roy, that you put on this song because this is from the song from which Bismarcky sort of, I don't think he sampled it, but definitely inspired the hook for Just a Friend. I was making the joke that this singer has also died, which I think he's definitely been dead for probably a couple decades at this point. This sounds like this is from like the 50s. No, this is like Motown classic, so like maybe mid to late 60s. Sure. I'm just interested to see what they're going to attack here. Probably me, right? You hate how they reprinted the Thunderbolt planes? Why? There are people who are new frame purists, and that's fine. That's their deal, you know. So we won that game, by the way. That was good. I like that we won that game. So Mulldrifter seems good here. I actually don't know what else. Oh, Foundation Breaker would be a good one of. Probably the one Endurance is fine. Oh, you own a ton of foils of them. I see. Astrolabe Crash. Listen, I'm not gonna have any sympathy for any MTG finance angles. I mean, that's like you saying I invested this money on the stock market onto something, and then it crashed. I'm like, okay. I mean, I feel sorry for you, the human, but for that particular choice, I don't know how much sympathy I have. That's a tough. So maybe I don't need the second Mulldrifter. One is probably fine. You legit only brought them to foil a deck out. So then enjoy your purchase. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It sucks to lose money that way, but like, anytime you're buying Magic cards, remember that that's what you're doing. That could happen any time. That all of the cards that you bought could be worth nothing. So buy accordingly. You bought them ages ago? Oh, well then you probably didn't buy them for $100 each. Yeah, exactly. It's a personal choice, not an investment for sure. I don't know what I'm supposed to cut for this one Foundation Breaker. I feel like the one Foundation Breaker is definitely something I want, but like everything in this deck seems really good. I guess Omnath might be hard to get to if I'm getting pounded by smallpox, but then again, we have Risen Reef, we have Wrenn and Six. Maybe it's Solitude. It doesn't seem like they're going like as wide. Or sorry, they're going wide, they're not going tall so much, so Solitude is like... I kind of like the Teferi Mayor Empire because it like tempos them back and draws me a card in this matchup. So this is kind of like the first hand I pitched in this matchup. The very first hand that I threw back in this matchup, and I think I'm throwing it back again. This is much better. I like this better. I think we pitch one of the Teferis. No, we'll pitch one of the Risen Reefs because Teferi's like guaranteed card draw. If this was Ephemerate, well, I just don't want to play a Risen Reef on 3 and get poxed. I'm probably going to get poxed on 2 is going to be the problem. We need to find mana. But I don't want to mulligan too low against the smallpox deck. Well, I can play a second land to insulate the Utopia Sprawl I'm about to play here. This will really suck if I get Okay, but then he played it today with the Mulldrifter mirror. So I haven't watched every single second of his discussion about the deck. Yeah, he played it. He played this is the deck he played today on stream. Unless he was linking a version that was not the same as what he was playing. So, Sprawl here means if I draw Wrenn and Six, I'm going to put this on red. Although, maybe I'm supposed to put this on blue or white so I can cast the Teferi. Yeah, I bet I am. Yeah, it's way better for cards that are actually in my hand. And I guess white is double white for Solitude. If we get poxed, we're okay-ish. No, that was supposed to be blue, because then if I get poxed by a draw any untapped land, I could Mulldrifter. Or Risen Reef. I don't know. If there's a Vindicate or something this turn, we're going to be in big trouble. No. Liliana? As long as this isn't land destruction, I'm... Man, I've been getting Fulminator Maged a lot recently. It's such a tilt. No worries, that dirty ginger. It happens all the time with people. I mean, I could change the title so that it's more clear. I think so, Mayor Empire. Thanks, Mir. I try to. I'm going to try to find something that I am having some... Jeez, man. This game has been... A lot of them, like, accidentally wrecking... Well, I mean, I beat myself with the choice on the Sprawl. But, yeah, I could kill one of their spirits here, but it's fine. We can bounce back pretty easily, though. Playing tier 0 Pox, how do you win? I mean, like this, basically. If this is how the game goes. Yeah. Oh, this was the song, Roy. Because I thought this song was called Talk to Me. This was the song. If you're still here, this is the song. And I don't think it's incorrect of me to compare it to... the other song that was on earlier. Yeah, there we go. Now we're dead. Again, we're playing a 23 land deck. I kept a 2-lander. You know, we should have hit something by now. But we didn't. Dude, it didn't even take you that long. Thing is, if I rip a couple lands in a row here, I feel like we could... Oh, right, I forgot the flashback. Still. Well, we finally found that. I still feel like it's technically possible for us to win this. I guess I should have pitched for Fury there, because now if they discard me... I should have. We can do it this turn. We'll pitch for Fury here and put them on 0 power. It's too dangerous to hold this against the discard deck, but... Oh, this is Sedgemoor Witch. That's even better. Or just anything that's... Okay, that's fine. You're playing against Seismic Swans. We can run Stifle in Rug Elementals now in Legacy. You certainly can. So this is a little bit of a problem. I mean, I'm going to have to pitch Solitude here. Probably with Teferi. Yeah. Oh, crap. But they have the... They have enough mana to equip it again. All right. Fine. You can take that one, opponent. You get that one. Am I supposed to have EE for their elementals? I don't think so. I think we just need to not draw like garbage. Although it's probably better to have EE than Prismatic Ending here. I don't know. This is better at killing swords without killing my own stuff. This gets into play. I don't know. Let's just find a playable 7, shall we? Like 4 lands would be gravy. No, you don't want to push yourself lower on resources against these decks usually. I mean, maybe it's worth it. I don't know. I can't keep this. They're mull to 5 to find the 3-lander. But this is how we won game 1, so I guess. Keep on. I had 1 land, right, Roy? I'm not. I can't go back in time and look at it, but I think I had 1 land, maybe 2, but I had like nothing playable, right? I'm trying to remember what was in that hand. I know it was bad. Yeah, I think I figured it out. I think opponent also mulled to 5 this time, so I think I'm going. Well, it doesn't really matter what I lead on. I think we're probably going Misty Rainforest into Forest, though, because if they have a turn 2 Pox, do we greed play for 4th land to Mulldrifter super play? Almost definitely not. What's a good 2 CMC elemental? So these decks used to play some Voice of Resurgences into Mulldrifter if you topped. Oh, that was the one with Sprawl and 1 land. I'm not keeping that in a million years in this matchup, though. I don't think so. Like, maybe that's me being spooked from the previous games. Okay, so now we have the 4th mana. So if they don't have Pox or something this turn, we're going to be in really good shape. Yeah. No. It was 1 land, 1 sprawl, and the 6 was. I thought the 6 was. Oh no, the 7. Yeah, the 7 had 0 lands. Actual factual 0 lands. This sucks. I can't. Yeah, so Unsettled Mariner and Voice of Resurgence were the 2s, and Thunderkin Awakener. There was 1 land. I think the 7 had literally 0 lands. I'm like fairly confident. That's a fantastic draw. Yeah, okay. Yeah, voice is fine. Like it's not insane, but it's fine. All right, 2 for 1. So if I want to dodge Smallpox on my Reef, I can just play this, and I should play it anyway. I have a Risen Reef in play, and they can't Fatal Push right now. I think there's probably a way that this is wrong, but I think for the most part this is correct. In this specific case, I think I want to keep the card hidden on top, and it's going to be another Risen Reef. So we stack like this. I could get Solitude here, but it's okay. So we'll just stash another Risen Reef on top. Opponent says those were good draws. I'm not going to respond to it, but I think this was like kind of the first game where I had anything that resembled a good draw. Yeah, the 7 had 0 lands and the 6... 7 was 0 land. 6 was with the Sprawl and and I'm not keeping that in this matchup. It's just too dangerous. Yeah. I just it's just too dangerous for me. Like I feel like this 5 kind of shows what we can do here. So they put Batterskull in their hand? That's not a Cauldron Complete at all. So let's see if I can find a land. So with Risen Reef, the triggers show us the card first, and then we can choose to put the land into play with Risen Reef, or I can choose to draw the card. And if that card is a land that can come in untapped, I might actually choose to draw it here because I have a land play this turn. Like this one, put it on the battlefield. In this case, I actually don't want to do that because it's going to put it in tapped. So we say no, put that in my hand, play this out. And now I get to use this white mana for Ephemerate. And then we play Flamekin. And at this point, they're pretty much definitely doomed. I can't imagine how they recover through this. We're going to put Omnath in my hand, I think. I mean, I just think that their Batterskull is not going to be scary at all. I could get Foundation Breaker, but I think Omnath is just kind of nuts. So put that in my hand. Put that in play. Because I've already used my untapped land play for the turn. I don't have any good attacks this turn, but I don't really need them. And the next turn we can just hardcast Fury to kill Stoneforge. Their Batterskull comes in, then we can Ephemerate it or whatever we want to do. They could have Cauldron in hand. Yeah. Then we can Ephemerate a Harbinger to grab Solitude. So we'll be okay. Nope, just Batterskull into play. Good call though, Darer is, and yeah. I knew it before Mir said it. For some reason, like E-Tron, I can't handle. But like the 5-color nonsense deck, no problem. Yo, I got the lines. Ephemerate Fury? Yeah, maybe. So I'd have to pitch my Omnath for that. So I think we'll start with, we just go Omnath into Fury into Ephemerate. So hold on, white, red, blue. Yeah. We're going to get all 3 Omnath triggers like almost 100%. Fury is just a generally solid card. Let's just be totally real. I was one of many people who misevaluated it. I was very upset that it didn't have flash, and just for like the logical completeness to the cycle. And you may say, hey, Grief doesn't have flash. Grief is a discard spell. Like, I expect my burn spells to be instant speed or unplayable. Yeah, they're already way up. If you look at them compared to the first couple weeks, I was supposed to draw that. It's fine. Let's get Foundry. Gives me mana. Well, yeah, but Pyrokinesis is an instant, right? Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so we'll just stop here with the craziness and just get frisky. Pyro doesn't hit walkers. True. No one's Pyros at instant speed? What? Is Pyrokinesis not an instant? Maybe I'm just misinformed. Or I'm not remembering. Pyro it is. It's an instant. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, it's still fun. Like, again, it's just like a card that, like... and when you look at, like, 5 mana 3/3 in Modern, you're like, oh... that can't possibly be playable. Like, oh, Double Strike. Ooh, it's a 6/3. But a lot of the interactions is sort of not well understood. Yeah. It trades 2 for 2 very regularly. Although, when it was coming out, you have to remember, before MH2 and into the first little while, Blue-Red Prowess was still one of the biggest decks in Modern. And I think that definitely hurt my, and probably some other people's feelings on the matter, because I hate Oh, they don't even need to see it. I hate playing Fury against Prowess. It's like, it's a 2 for question mark. It might not even be a 2 for 1. I mean, it might be a 2 for 1 mutagenic growth out of their hand, but like 4 damage to 1 Soulscar mage that maybe kills it. Ugh. Like, Flame Slash is a much better card against Blue-Red Prowess. But we didn't have any idea that like Dragon's Rage Chandler and Ragavan and all this stuff was going to come out and do what it did. I'll be right back, and we'll get into match number 2. Also, for those people who are compulsive gamblers, let's get that up for you. Start prediction. How many wins in this league? No, this one. Okay. And submission period. 5. All right. Go nuts. I know we already have a 1 win, but I mean, the designer of Ragavan clearly thought it wouldn't see that much play. I don't know about that one. All right. Reasonable player, reasonable result. It's a reasonable deck. This is a very powerful deck. We have literally no doubters. It's so easy for me to pick up 2 losses. I was the paid actor all along. It's me! It's always been me! Alright. Free EV. Yeah, that's right. Vegas odds have this fight at a 200 to 0 bet. A bet of $200, a bet of $0 will result in a bet of $0 will result in $200 of winnings. Still, very few takers. Tarmogoyf 1, 2, 3, 4. The playset of Tarmogoyfs is our opponent. All right. Unknown matchup on the draw. I'm assuming I'm going to hit my 3rd land, and I'm assuming it's going to be a blue source. All right. So we have stuff to do on the first couple turns. So let's see what we're up against. Oh. Well. Wow. That's a yikers. Well, we're gonna go ahead and do this, I guess. Yeah, these two are better than ending here. It's the most 90s song ever. It's definitely up there. What about song number 2 by Blur? Any takers for song number 2 by Blur? That's like the 90s sports anthem. Also, Whoop That Is. Whoop That Is. Whoop That Is. 23 lands. We even got an extra draw in there. Ooh. They're Borgin. At Gangsta's Paradise, yeah. Oh boy. Well, it's been nice knowing you, chat. Okay. So maybe Slightly Alive? Bant Risen Reef. Put it on the battlefield. Yes, please. So they can cut off some of my colors here. They can cut off me getting the next Risen Reef, which is a problem. Yeah. So if they have any follow-up to this, we're in big trubs. Yeah, and they do. So now we have to find another blue, specifically. Oh! Of course. Not a problem. I can't cast any of these. Okay, apologies. All right. Not quite good enough there. Okay. So, I guess Foundation Breaker and Force of Vigor seem like the picks. And I guess I should be trimming some ones against Etron. Although, since I'm bringing in Foundation Breaker and Force Like, Ephemerate's so powerful, I don't feel like that's what we want to do. We have Cavern for Flamekin, and we're on the play. Just need to be careful about keeps. But that's been true of the whole league, so... It's Fury. Fury's good. I don't want to cut down to 0 Fury, but, like... Ending... Well, Ending can remove Chalice, maps... It's good against a lot of their early sort of smaller stuff. It also, like, you can even get a Karn with it in this deck because you are playing actual factual 4 colors. So I think excess copies of Fury are unnecessary here. I'd be willing to be told that that is not correct. Man, we can never find a 3-land hand. I mean, I guess I'm keeping this, but, like, yikers. Though, to be fair, they're less likely to have turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer this time. Okay. Hitting them with the Cavern Stick. Alright. See the Chedes. Ratchet Bomb. Did you just play Ratchet Bomb? Man, that is quiet. There we go. There we go. So, I just need green and I guess white is probably good. And then, yeah. That gets me Teferi and... So, like, Teferi to bounce Ratchet Bomb here is like, meh. And then next turn, if I'm going Risen Reef into Ephemerate, that's probably completely insane. Yes, I would like this in play, please. So Natty Tron? Nope. Good. I'm not afraid of a TKS here. Oh, Dat Member. Okay. I'm not afraid of that. It's frustrating. And then the Chalice. Yikes. So Teferi plus? No, I didn't forget that, Roy. That's why I didn't do that last turn. I specifically chose not to do that because I saw that that was possible, and I thought that they probably wouldn't care. But also that Teferi would be more useful on the turn after to bounce, say, a Chalice of the Void or something. I'm wondering if I'm supposed to Teferi bounce the Chalice here just for the tempo play. Now it's okay? Oh, I guess it, yeah. But I want to be able to bounce the Chalice the next turn. I think it's fine to play the Risen Reef again. I have no way to save it. It's just tricky because it's like, if they have TKS or Smasher next turn, that's like the two different ways this could go. whatever. I have lots of outs for Chalice in the deck, so let's just play Reef and start hitting land drops. Sure. Just non-stop ramp. Cranks Ratchet Bomb to 1 counter. Fair. Fuck. Walking Ballista. What a draw. I can't. There's no way I could have done... Yeah. So, this is the kind of situation where it's like last turn I didn't want to like play and plus the Teferi, because then they can knock it down to whatever they need to so that I can't bounce the Chalice. We're just getting a little beat up here. We can recover quite easily, but I need to draw something that's better than what we've had so far. Fury would be fine. Solitude would be fine. Neither of them would be great. Another Risen Reef? Not great. So if I go Teferi, Bouncer, Chalice, they can ping it, but they probably won't do it right away. And then I can play Risen Reef. Then if they ping that, I can Ephemerate, but then they could just ping it again, so it doesn't really move the needle much. I think I'm playing Teferi and bouncing the Chalice just to see where I go on the draw. I guess I could pick up Kaheera here. Doesn't really help me in any direction, unfortunately. Yeah, this is tough. The fact that they hit the Tron into like Ballista, and this is just going to get out of control. I think I just have to start drawing cards and try to find the out, but it's just really crappy to be here. Yikes. I mean, I'll probably get to sort of rinse and repeat this play next turn. Oh. Solitude's a good draw. How good? Pretty damn good. Now I just let them take their turn. And then they can kill the Reef and the Teferi, but then we Solitude and start digging our way out. So it's not too bad. The fact that I'm down 3 Risen Reefs is brutal, though. It's just a lot of like permanent damage where I can't find them later with Harbingers. Yep. 6, 7. Oh my god. Yikes. Shouldn't have cut any Furies, I guess. Should have an Endurance and shuffle. Yeah, I cut the Endurance from the main deck. I cut the Endurance during sideboarding because I thought it was not useful as a tutor target against E-Tron, but having it as a way to reset my own graveyard. I haven't played a lot with like Endurance in fair decks like that, where that's a thing you could or want to do. I was listening to a podcast about Legacy today, and that's definitely an angle I haven't used it for yet. But what we will do... Oh, shit. But there's a new Chalice. So I need to Teferi. I need to Teferi and then draw into... No, I can't get enough mana. This Chalice makes this hand really rough. I guess if I draw another white card... There's not that many. God, their draw has made this so difficult. I just don't know if there's a way out here. Again. Oh, I have Kaheera. Okay, there we go. Aha, aha, aha. Sacrificial cat. Yeah, okay, here we go. So this gets me through some of this situation, at least. Still gonna have to find a way to deal with Ugin, but... Gonna stack the triggers correctly here, because this means they have to decide what to do with their Walking Ballista before Solitude leaves the battlefield. If they try to ping my Solitude, which they shouldn't do, there's clearly an evoke trigger on the stack that's going to kill it. So yeah, they should do one to Teferi, one to me. And then we get to Ephemerate it to keep it. They didn't ping me. Weird. But whatever. The Ephemerate coming off of Suspend is going to get lost to the Chalice. They're going to replay for literal 0 mana, which is tough. But at least I'm still in this game. So I found a line there by fetching up to Kaheera and pitching it, although... Yeah, I understand that, Mir, but at least I solved the Walking Ballista problem that they had enough mana to pump it for 2 every turn, and it's not... We're almost definitely dead, but at least I solved a single board state, which was neat. Like, I had a good play there. I mean, I have a non-Apple iPhone 6 charger. I think they're called Lightning chargers, and it's fine. Chalice on 3. All right, I don't have that many Teferis left, so deal. So they're going to plus Ugin this turn. And then I'm going to flash in Solitude and kill it. And then Force of Vigor, the Ratchet Bomb, and maybe... I mean, I don't actually have to Force of Vigor anytime soon. Yeah, my phone doesn't work fine, in that its battery life is god-awful at this point. But it still works. I did not catch the moral of that story, Roy. Was it that the duck always wanted something that wasn't there? I didn't catch that at all. If they have removal here, they have Dismember. Ah! Keck W. Colon D. Don't make me tap the sign, opponent. Yeah, that was kind of great. The best part is I'm going to Force of Vigor it like right now when they Ratchet Bomb. Because I don't think there's a reason... Like, I think I'm supposed to kill the Chalice on 3. Like, I have... I mean, I guess if they want to just kill a single Solitude with Ratchet Bomb, it's probably okay. The Chalice probably hurts them more than me right now. They don't have... Yeah, alright. I think I'm supposed to let it stay. Them 1-for-1 trading Ratchet Bomb for my Solitudes is not actually a problem right now. You think killing Ratchet matters? I don't think so. Okay, now it matters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And of course I'm 1 mana short. Yeah, okay. I wasn't thinking of the worst possible thing that could happen. I was thinking in the majority of situations we were going to be fine here. And yeah, I just got horribly sacked. There's no reasonable play. Oh, nice, JK. Hold on, I'll read your comment in a second. I'm just getting... I've been horribly brain overloaded by this matchup. They just keep doing things that are like, oh, that's really difficult to beat. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here. Like, there's no play. Probably supposed to Solitude the TKS and then lose the Force of Vigor and the double Solitude. God, that was just, like, brutal. Since they hit the turn 4 tower into all of this, it's just been like everything they do is like insane. Sorry, Mike, I didn't catch your comment. You might get to Solitude the TKS, draw a green card, and pitch to blow up Chalice. I don't want to blow up the Chalice. I wanted to Force of Vigor the Ratchet Bomb before I cast Solitude, so that I can then cast Solitude, remove the Thought-Knot Seer, and have the Solitude in play. I don't actually even need to kill his Chalice right now. It is hurting their deck considerably. What? Okay. You know what? That one's yours. They got me good. That whole match was tough. And game 1 we died to not finding lands, which this deck has done a lot for a 23 land deck with 4 Utopia Sprawls. It's been really tough to find keepable hands. But we can easily mold a 5 and have very powerful draws. It's just like every time I mold a 5, it's been tough to hit my 3rd land or whatever. Anyway, and then that E-Tron deck was just drawing fire. Yeah. No, the problem, Mike, is that play doesn't do any of the things I wanted it to do. What I wanted to do is have the green card in hand already, or the 9th mana to cast Force of Vigor, destroy the Ratchet Bomb. I can leave the Chalice. It barely hurts me because 3 of my Teferis were already gone, I'm pretty sure. And then get to Solitude their TKS. But it is what it is. They had Karn as a follow-up, so literally nothing I did that I could have done that turn was going to matter. Yeah, exactly. Like, there was no... When they hit the Tron land on turn 4, it was just going to be over from there. I mean, I don't like the Emrakul builds, but there were 2 different versions of that deck that made top 8 in the Super Qualifier. The one that made third had 1 Velomachus main deck, 1 Emrakul main deck, and 4 Time Warps, 0 Savers. So I would like to try that deck out. And then the other was in 7th place and was only on Emrakul, 0 turn spells. So a little bit more in the Zan Said camp of the Emrakul deck. What would the advantage be of what? Sorry. Okay. Well, so the advantage of running both is that if you are playing a higher density of interaction, because they're not playing Savers, and they have main deck Nahiri, I think. I think they have main deck Nahiri. Okay, so we do have a main decked Endurance against Mill. Am I supposed to fetch shock, remove the crab? Because I have nothing to do on 2. I think the crab is... I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to Utopia Sprawl this turn because I just don't have anything to do on 2. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to ramp here. Just because I don't actually have a plan for turn 2. If I just remove their creature. I guess my plan for turn 2 would have been Sprawling, which is just like, I don't know, feels pretty weak. Yikes. No, that's not what I want. So the most important thing to look for is if we lose the Endurance. So I would like to find Flamekin Harbinger as soon as possible. However, if they have an Archive Trap or any other ability to mill in response, we get got. So, okay, nothing so far. They put a swamp into play? I think I'm on. What do they think that I'm on? I guess it probably doesn't matter. See if we can ramp here. Yeah, in a challenge, you're more likely to run into top meta decks, at least once you're past like round 3. So if your deck has a reasonable ability to play through nonsense. Utopia Sprawl does get played in Arbor Elf Blood. Yeah, but I led on Temple Garden Sprawl on blue. So I don't think that they would have pegged me on red-green mid-range. Oh my god. Ugh. Jesus. It was weird for them to get a swamp. Okay. Lost 2 Furies. I mean, I don't have any problem with Mill Barwick. It's just a really strong draw. They're having a crab time. So they almost definitely have Drown Lock here. So I could play an uncounterable Omnath. This doesn't really do anything for me this turn. Teferi into Ephemerate is theoretically the best thing I can do. Well, no, Teferi into Prismatic Ending. Because then I can at least kind of tax their mana a little bit. Yeah, Tasha's Hideous Laughter is kind of nuts. That card is... It's not great against this deck, though. Actually, it's probably pretty good. No, we've got a lot of 5s. A lot. This is Pele K? No. No, it just doesn't tell me who this is by. It says it's featuring Pele K, who I'm assuming is either the guitar player or the vocalist being shown here on screen. But it doesn't actually tell me who the band is. Yeah, there's one main decked Endurance. However, we're down to 18 cards. So... Getting a little unlikely to draw it. I don't think so, no. No, it hasn't. No mono green card. Nope, still haven't hit it yet. Getting lucky. Getting milled for 6. I mean, we could just be dead to Cacophony here, though. Still hasn't hit it. Three. Oh, I think 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 Flamekin Harbinger's gone. We have 8 cards left, though. Omnath draws me 2 with Risen Reef, plus Ephemerate can draw me another 2. And then we have Sprawl to pitch to it. So... So I'm going to play the land first. Don't even need to pitch, just flash it on upkeep. Sure, you're right. Oops. Think I want to try to play around Drown? I mean, I just can't. I can't. There's nothing I can really do. I mean, we would, yes, we would do that by doing the upkeep play rather than the pitch play. So that's fair. Okay, Teferi and Risen Reef. Okay. I have 5 cards left in my deck. It is possible that we could Ephemerate into drawing the Drown. We're basically just doomed here, right? If I go to draw in response to this, they just set me up to die in response to that. Yeah, it's just over. It's fine. That's a shame. It was the literal bottom card. You love to see it. All right, well, we've got 3 more of them, apparently. So I feel like I could board in all of those. Feels like way too much. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. No, I just literally have no idea what I'm supposed to cut from the main deck here, though, because the engine part of this deck is like kind of powerful, but it involves like okay, so Mulldrifter for sure, but then like I'm like lowering my blue count for force. Some of these cards are wrong. Yeah, but some of these cards must be wrong to board in here. This can't be correct. Is Teferi good? I guess not, but then I'm reducing my blue count, right? Yeah, I think Force is probably not that good. Solitude out? Yeah, I guess so, but Solitude plus Ephemerate can eat their board very quickly. No, I understand Fury can hit two things for one ETB. It's just like, yeah. All right, we'll try it like this. I just don't like. I don't know. It's difficult. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to have EE because of the way like their game played out there, but doesn't actually do that much work. Okay, so we've got Ephemerate Fury. This seems pretty okay. If I'm going to... If I'm going to fetch, now is the best possible time. But I do want to get an untapped mana if I can. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why I don't know. It's just tough. So we can fetch... Let's fetch the Triome here. I don't need to Ephemerate this turn. I need to Ephemerate, or I want to be able to have access to Ephemerate next turn. If they double or triple trap me here, I can pitch for Endurance. If they have Surgical for my Endurance, I can pitch the Endurance to save the other Endurance. I feel like we need to add Ragavan to this deck. I mean, we definitely do not, but you could. Yeah, I guess that would make sense, Mayor Empire. It would give me something to do, right? So I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to just go like Fury Pitch here, kill the Ruin Crab, reset it. Although, no, maybe I am. Oh, just for the meme, sure. Yeah, if you want a meme, do anything you want. Yeah, all right. Let's get the clock in play. And then if they try to... So we'll pitch the Harbinger here because Omnath's... Oh, no, I was supposed to... This Omnath can pitch this into... No, I was probably supposed to keep the Harbinger. Oh, well. We're still learning. I can pitch to Endurance, though. That's what I need to be able to do. You think pitching Harbinger's right? I don't know about that. Kill the crab twice. Omnaths are like Uno wildcards. They really are in this deck, right? They pitch for all the colors. It's only a card when you have Reef on board. Yeah, but I just don't think I need the second Omnath, right? So if they go to drown my Fury here, am I supposed to Endurance in response? I think that I am. They didn't. Okay. So we'll just leave this in exile, unfortunately. It's not that bad. This deck doesn't really have things to do with that. Oh, that's sick. It's gross. This is such a good draw. Can't even. The real Uno wildcard is Horde. Yeah, this deck isn't playing one, but it certainly could play one quite easily. Man, they're just getting beat to death. I don't know what they were planning for, but apparently it wasn't this. Yeah, I guess Demora. Although now we'll just jam this. Yeah. Well, so now I can do that especially because then they can't respond with Surgical. The Endurance will tuck itself back in before they can hit it. I think I'm supposed to go for the play here and just blow him out. Yeah, 100%. So, Endurance and Response. And we want the Evoke on top. I think they were probably hoping to Surgical and Endurance at some point early. So we go, this targets me. Yeah. This targets me. Invoke will automatically stack on top because it's the last thing. No, don't put it in the bin? What are you talking about? What? I don't know what you're talking about. They have the cycle spell. What is the cycle? What does that matter? Oh, no, it's not enough. What do you... It's not enough. It's only 4. Fury's on 5. We good. We Gucci. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's good. It's okay. Usually I'm the one who's dumb, so I... Yeah, Fraying Sanity would have put me in a... I mean, they still would have been able to kill a Fury. That's an insane draw. We'll grab Kaheera. Put him to 2. 4 is greater than 5. Yes. My grade school math is still very much in line. Thank God. And 1 + 1 + 1 = 7. We all know this. You are correct. We did cast the Fury for 0 mana. Okay. I mean, it's not that it's hard to do in black. It's just that nobody's playing the cards that can do it. Like, Go for the Throat was played as a few of for a while. Now it's sometimes it's Doomblade. I feel like I want Force of Negation on the draw, but I can't really tell you why. We just have to play like very tight like that game where we have those kind of weird blowout interactions, I think. But it's definitely not an easy matchup, but 4 Endurances post-board makes it way closer. This deck is 4 Endurance, 4 Fury, 4 Solitude. Insane. This is Modern Horizons 2, the deck. Oh, no, wait. That's Black Red Luris. No, wait. That's Murktide. No, hold on. That's, shit, there's another one, right? Black Green Food? No. Enchantress? Yeah, Enchantress. Enchantress plays like 4 of like 5 different MH2 cards. Aren't all tier 1 decks MH2 the deck? Not Villamachus. Oh, wait, you said tier 1. This deck is very sweet, Youngblood MTG. Yes, yes it is. So, this hand sucks. Black White Reanimator, yes. Tier 1 decks that are... What are you talking about, Roy? They printed, Endurance. Mono Green Soul Sisters has been saved. Alright, so we're gonna keep this. Am I keeping this and bottoming the forest, or the sprawl? Because everything else in this hand is kind of great. I need the... I'm bottoming one of these lands, aren't I? I'm bottoming this forest. I'm going to play this entire game on one land. If you throw the Heath... Well, I'm not casting the Sprawl, because I need... No, but I need the white mana for the Ephemerate. So I have Fury plus Omnath. That's Fury. Plus the Ephemerate. So this is my clock. And then Endurance Sprawl keeps me alive. So I think the only thing to do is pitch the forest and just like last game, don't care about the first Archive Trap. I can't play around it, so... I mean, this is crazy, but I'm like, this is where we at. This is Modern now. I think this is like the correct way to do this, to play this hand. Yeah, I mean, I think we just, like, go all in on this opener, and then we'll see where we end up. Like, what's the other option here? Play the Sprawl, and then hope I draw a land, and then when I don't, we do nothing? I mean, it's the hand I kept, right? Like, this is just... This is what it is. Like, this is the hand we kept. This is the deck we're playing. Sorry, I was just waffling there because I was like, is there a way I can... No, there isn't. Just get the in there and don't... Yeah, you can just play Sprawl and die slowly. That's always an option. You could always choose to lose. It's, you know, it's okay. It's maybe not a great choice, but... I respect it, you know? People make that choice all the time. Well, Omnath is good later, you know? But it's not good now. Don't do shit for me now. And currently, I believe my opponent is experiencing the, like, fatal push, drown in the lock, you know, situation. Its best impression of a trans guild courier. Yo. Mad respect to trans guild courier. All right, see how good it is. I had 2 cards in exile. They hit 13. That's not bad. Anyway, here's my Wonderwall. So now I can play the Sprawl on red, cast Harbinger next turn for something. Also, if we hit a land, then if I hit a green source, I could just hold up Endurance. So that seems fine. Also, next time I'm putting them to 1. See the argument for green? Yeah, I guess so. I think most of the sources in this deck are green and something. I want to say green and blue is the core. Omnath doesn't pitch for grief. Worthless! Okay, opponent seems to be going to 1. They are indeed at 1. GLHF. Ooh, Miria's Call. If you're in the heavy, heavy mill. I mean, you got, Mike. You got. Alright. Alright. I don't know if what we're doing is okay. Oh. They have found the master. So, we've found Zan Said. And he's gonna think that I'm on turns. Which is gonna be funny. Sure looks like I am. I mean, I could mod Lord Michael. Given that he's an RL friend of mine. Okay, so he's going to be playing one of these versions of this deck. But we've got Wrenn and Six into Teferi here. We should be able to crush him with this hand. Mod the Jig? Who dat? Jiggy Wiggy? I think he's already modded. So the downside of what's going on so far for me is that I don't have the colored cards to pitch yet. Oh, that's fine. Now I have the card. Yeah, we're going to bounce the clue. And now we have Solitude for the Ephemerate. Although, getting a little bit land flooded. And modern. Was it Kaya that played against Seismic Swans earlier today? What kind of psycho is going out and registering Seismic Swans? Alright, so that's slightly problematic. They can't get a dwarf token yet. So we may... So now I can pitch for Fury, but I can't cast the Ephemerate. Gosh. That's a little tricky. Just cast Omnath? I mean... I think I have to get rid of their crab because it will be very difficult for them to flip an Emrakul into play next turn if they don't have a target. So I do think I'm going to play Omnath. I just thought it was worth some consideration for how I was going to deal with what was going to happen next. Oh, wait, but if they get Emrakul, I don't care, right? I mean, I'm going to guess that Zan, based on his... No, I'm sure he's playing the Emrakul package with the basic island. Yeah, we have Solitude. Velo kills us? Well, not necessarily. And again, so I think Zan doesn't like the Velomachus package much, but he may be playing the version that was playing Time Warps. All right, so let's just lead on the Omnath because we're doing that no matter what. This can go for red. Oh, we have Teferi to stop Velomachus from killing us in one shot. That's fair. Yeah, actually, I think we can just let him go, huh? If they do get a Velomachus into play, it kills my Teferi, but that's it. Okay. And then we should be able to beat back the knight. Especially if they Teferi bounce my Omnath. No, that would be really bad. Shoot. We'll see. The Omnath was the best play. The question is whether or not I was supposed to Solitude the crab. That's the only question, Jake. Is like, was I supposed to Solitude the crab? And the rest of this turn will inform that. Playing the Omnath was 100% fine. There's nothing wrong with playing the Omnath. Playing Omnath was great. It was everything I wanted and more. And if he's playing the Emrakul deck from the third place in the PTQ, then I think he has 2 Emrakuls in the deck. Which, we'll see how this goes, but... Playing a little 3D chess today, apparently. I guess the joke's supposed to be 4D chess. And then the real joke's supposed to be 5D chess, I guess. The original 4-head, 5-head joke. Yeah, that's fine. Less fine. I think we pitch for Fury. Okay, see, Robert. Pitch for Fury, try to kill Teferi. We'll see if he's on some kind of counter magic. Then I can just play it afterwards. Yeah. And then the interesting thing is I'm going to be able to stack the evoke triggers here. Get rid of Teferi. Is this worth doing? Yeah, it is. Well, so the thing is, I don't want to burn the Fury. And this lets me keep the Solitude. No, I'm not open for a turn. Yeah. Kaheera. Hey man, I saw Strifo pitch Uriah into Force of Will so many times in Legacy. So many times, dude. So many times. Now that there's no Astrolabes, yeah. Goes for the Dwarven Mine. Very well. Oh, he wants it, does he? Sure, sure. Alright. Go get it. Big Mama Jamma. Wait, I can hardcast. Okay. So I guess the problem here will be if he has the second one, but I can't beat that. We also have the ability to draw an Ephemerate now. Wait, I have an Ephemerate coming in, right? I do... I guess it doesn't help me. But there's just no... It doesn't... That doesn't do anything. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Sure, we'll do that. I mean, that's not really what I was doing at all there, but, you know. Now, they are at 28. But I believe they have another Emrakul in the deck, too. I don't have a TCG player code, the one. I highly recommend seeing if Emma Partlow has one. I think she's affiliated with one of those card buying sites, and that's a human being. I really like her written content. It's the first person I think of when I think of buying paper cards and using a code. Because I don't know any of the other content producers that I enjoy that have codes for sites. Nahiri. Sure. I didn't know you had one, Jig. Are you a writer? Are you a content producer? Things I didn't know about the Jig is always up. Okay, so they can protect Nahiri. Or they thought they could. So let's chomp on a free dwarf, I guess. You used to write content for Legacy. Cool. That's awesome to know, dude. I had no idea. Thanks, the one. I mean, I would love if I had one, but I don't yet. We'll see. Bang. Oh, well, thanks, Mayor Empire, and come back whenever. 5 mana. Love to see it. What did I get? Meaningful upgrades? Oh, it's so good! It's so good! It's so good! Alright, do I get Solitude or do I get Risen Reef and go high risk, high reward? I mean, we definitely get Solitude, but... Oh, nice Emrakul deck. Oh, it's the good stuff. Oh, this is not an elemental. All right, that was a mistake. I should have put it on cat or beast, but that's okay. I don't think he can counter it for 1 mana. Smash, smash. Scraw! Oh. Okay. That seems to have broken, so we're just going to put on this music. Sorry, Zan. Yeah, it's not hit by Cavern. I understand. I understand. That's why I was like, damn. Are they doing it again? Oh, so he only has the 1 Emrakul. That's what this is saying. All right. Poor bastard. Beepity beep 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 beepity beep beep. You can't. There's nothing you can hit that's gonna be that bad for me. This deck doesn't play any bad creatures, really. And Flamekin just tutors something else. Well, now we can get Risen Reef, right? Yeah. Fair enough. Put Solitude in my hand. Sure. Yeah, he's been really lucky so far not hitting any of my Solitudes. So I think on their end step, I'm just going to Endurance myself to put a 3/4 into play. Oh, he's just done. This Force of Negation is really bad if they get a Teferi in play. Explosives, not great here. Let's go look at what these lists look like. So Rooney's... So he's not on one of these. Yeah, the thing about EE for 0 is it's just like... It doesn't synergize with the rest of the deck particularly well. It doesn't assault any of their value engines like Prismatic Ending does. Yeah, this is just one of those times where I'm looking at my main deck and going, this is so powerful, and none of these sideboard cards actually assault. The thing is, Engineered Explosives helps shut down one of their combo lines, which Prismatic Ending has a harder time doing. I mean, we have Teferi, so it can do it. Mulldrifter is worse than EE. I mean, I'd buy that for $1, I guess. But you can't tutor the EE, so maybe it's the Xth Fury and the Xth, Flamekin? Or like Sprawl. Mulldrifter's awkward. Yeah, I get it. So, yeah, 2. I definitely don't want to draw 2. I want to draw exactly 1, and I want to draw it like when I want it, not too soon. I don't know. We'll see. Having to play against the oops all removal pile that this is going to become, though, is like... I mean, it already kind of is. It's a good-ish opener for us. Although I can't cast this at all. How many fetches do we have? Is it enough? Is it like 8? Nice Triome? I mean, it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I'm gonna keep this. Little sketch. Kind of doesn't do anything. It kind of doesn't do anything, but it's well set up for all the things it wants to eventually do. I don't know. It's like super high upside, right? Like I know this Cavern Raugrin thing sucks, but like I'm up a game on the draw, so you... Alright, fair enough. Yeah. Alright, this is better. I think I'm pitching the EE, right? Because I've got... Like, Teferi is big in this matchup, and then Teferi to pitch the Solitude is better than the EE. I think if I draw nothing but lands, I'll be a little disappointed that, like, where I went, but I think this is how I want to keep this. Because he knows I have Teferis now, and so we'll be very, very much trying to be prepared for that. EE or land? Yeah, I think so. I think the other consideration might have been the second Teferi. I don't think pitching one of the Teferis there is the worst thing in the world because there's 2. The issue is like Teferi just being a white card is too important. All right, so first draw was a land. Land. We are make draw. Yeah, I agree, Jig. I'm just saying it's not... I wouldn't be like, I can't believe you made that mulligan if I made the mulligan on one of these Teferis. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. It's okay. Didn't end up hurting me. I did mean to fetch the Triome end step. We're fine. Doesn't matter. Largely. Oh, that is a sign of weakness. Oh, Zanny. I'm jamming this Teferi down his throat. I smell blood. Is that blood in the water, you guys? Fish are friends, not food. I need green. Probably want the double white plus the blue white. I mean, we'll see. These decks are pretty resilient, but this one is sort of supposed to function on the idea of being more consistent than the Velomachus deck because it's playing less bad cards. But obviously this draw hasn't gone the way he would prefer. Well, that means I can trust your advice, Jig. That means I can trust your advice. What's your favorite redemption? Let me hit you with the freebie right now because I like you. Because I respect someone who has conviction. So now I have a white card to pitch. So let's just jam out the second Teferi. They could have Mystical Dispute. I'm just not going to be too worried about it. Could have Prismatic Ending for 3 next turn. If we get a banning of Bauble, this deck gets stronger. True. Or Luris, to be honest, right? Also Teferi? Oh, Prismatic Ending. Fair enough. I got. You're not convinced this deck is all that good? It's pretty powerful. Say it seems objectively like ridiculous on raw power level. So we're not worried about Emrakul or anything. The question I have is, am I supposed to go like Risen Reef into Omnath, or just play the Omnath this turn? Play the Omnath this turn, leave up the fetch land, and then that means next turn I'm able to go kind of super nuts. EE for 0 and Risen Reef? Yeah, that makes sense. I think the Planeswalker route might be incorrect personally. Sorry, for what? Modern is hard to define powerful in MH2 Modern. I mean, this deck is cheating on mana for the Planeswalker route, maybe for incorrect for. Oh well, I mean, it's just that Teferi is just such a blanket insane card in the metagame. Oh, if this is Prismari Command, well, I guess he's got a pretty tough. Ragavan cheats on mana. Yeah, Ragavan does cheat on mana, and gets a free card. Absolutely, this deck is able to compete with Ragavan decks. Yeah, the pitch elementals are insane. Like Fury can wreck the early games of some of those decks so badly. They can have Ragavan and a flipped DRC. Yeah, I can't stop this. And you can kill both of them with a Fury. Like, that's powerful. Yeah, sure. I mean, not everything, though. Like, the overall power level of a deck, like we played it against it earlier, Black-White Stoneblade, the overall power level of that deck is pretty low. Found the land. Discarded a Wrenn and Six, which is pretty bold considering the game state. All right, go Zan. Yeah, maybe you're right, Mike. It is a little bit reminiscent of the food decks with the fact that it's a little bit shaky. I like to think of it as like shaky. It's like, yeah, it's powerful when the pieces come together. The engine is insane, but the actual, like, the fragility of it means the ceiling on that is just not that high. So how much do I care about hitting them this turn? Let's just play this pre-combat and just get it out of the way. And then if it doesn't resolve, I'll know. Feels like we're giving this Indomitable Creativity the business. Obviously, their hand, this game just didn't come together. Thanks, Barbecue Hoss. This is One With Everything by Styx, which is, it's weird that this is like a newer song of theirs, but it sounds like super 70s proggy. Todd Sucherman, who has been their drummer since, I want to say, the late 80s, early 90s, is unreal. Which is how I ended up finding this song. So he's got a second Wrenn and Six, I guess? Ooh. Oh, Prismatic Ending my Omnath. Fair enough. Did not have the Ephemerate, sir. Well played. I don't hate drawing a land here. And I did. Because now I can hard cast a Solitude plus pitch for one. Kaheera should get this job done reasonably quickly. I think I'm going to Solitude in response to this. Oops. Yep. Oh yeah. Sick sequence. They're gonna have the dwarf. Which means I'm probably going to have to go 3 mana Prismatic Ending the Teferi. Which is fine. I still have the EE in play as an answer for creativity. So we're probably going Solitude attacks Teferi. Eat the dwarf. Oh, I can EE the dwarf, right. Then if they have Bolt... The thing I'm weirdly concerned about here is that I want to get more of a clock in play, and then if they have Nahiri post-combat, or if they have Nahiri on their turn to eat my Solitude, we end up with no creature to attack. So... I could play Omnath and Prismatic Ending this turn and maybe pitch Kaheera. I think playing Omnath first. See what we draw. No, I know Kaheera gives Vigilance Jig. I understand that. I know what the problem is. Sorry, we're running out of time. If they're just going to have a blocker, and then do I EE the blocker? Do we need to worry about Wrenn and Six? No. I just need to make sure this freaking Teferi dies. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. I guess I'm just not supposed to worry about the Nahiri. Okay. The other thing is, like, there could be Dwarf Token into Bolt if I pop the EE. He just gets the Dwarf Token and blocks. I'm going to let that go. Then I'm going to ending the Teferi. No, I think I should have ending the Teferi before. No, they can't have a counter. I mean, they could, but they're not going to have a counter. Sorry, I need red. Yeah. Cavern. Oh, the land is really good, actually. So, the Wrenn and Six does provide infinite blockers, which is kind of a pain, but not much of one. Okay, now we're good. Sorry, not infinite. How is it? What? Oh, yeah. I mean, four seems infinite to me. From the position of that deck, 4 has been enough to win me so many games. It's ridiculous. It's like very rare that you run out of dwarf tokens before either like the number of threats becomes really, really large. It's not infinite blockers. It's 1 blocker per turn for 2 more turns. Yeah, I haven't seen anyone get that cute with it yet. Certainly possible. Oh, although, well, no, we're good. Oh, they're going to go big and wipe my board? That's cute. Not wipe. They're just going to kill, like, what the... No, they're going to wipe my board. That's cute. But we could flip into Risen Reefs and Harbingers, which Wrenn and Six would kill. No, that has never happened. I've never been Crumbling Vestiged. No. What we get? Nice Wrenn and Six, nerd. Hey, Zan. I think you died. That's so good. It's so good. Hook it to my bones. I love it. Oh, I can pay out. Oh, no, that's not my baby, Darth Combo. That was not my baby. He was playing a giant spaghetti monster baby. Yeah, you're right, Jake. You're right. I mean, I think it's very... I think EE did a... This is the new Kanister list, yeah. So if you just... if you go here, that's Kanister's list. Sideboarding in Magic is very difficult because there were other cards I could have picked. Those other cards could have been in that same spot, but like we boarded in 2 E's rather than maybe 1 E, and so which one was which? It's like E was definitely a good card, and that's why I considered it in the first place when we were sideboarding. But it's like we got pretty lucky to have that all come together exactly how it did that game, right? This person usually plays hyper aggressive decks, I think. Yeah, yeah. I think on the play, I'm gonna keep this. Yeah. Certainly better was better than the Mulldrifter. Although, again, like I feel like it's very difficult to one for one compare those things because you can tutor the one Mulldrifter, so it's like it's not really like a one of like that. But you're right. I mean, I haven't used the Mulldrifter at all this league, and I okay, maybe Cascade. Yeah, that's someone in the chat was commenting on this deck going the Planeswalker route may not be correct. And that may be true, but like having 4x Teferi in your deck is so good against the Cascade variants. And then the sideboard Force of Negations, I'm assuming, are for some of the same. And those decks are important to like not have an auto loss to in the challenge. I think, yeah, we're against Living End. This would be a very difficult matchup if you didn't have Teferi in the main deck. Now this is going to be a weird matchup, but we should be able to do quite well depending on exactly what they grab. White, green, blue, red. So we can Omnath next turn. So let's just put Kaheera in our hand. And then if we draw Fury. Yeah. We're supposed to evoke to Bennett. We will do that after the first. But the thing is, evoke Solitude removes 3 creatures. So we're not going to do that until they probably set up their first Living End, which might be right here. And then we could basically wipe them. I think what we're going to do is just go full resource battle on their first Living End and just wipe them out. And then we'll see where we end up after that. Yeah, they're going to go to like 50 life, but like whatever. Okay, so I think I go Harbinger for Fury. Harbinger for Risen Reef? No, Furies. I want to get as many Furies as possible into my mix here. I just don't have any way to draw a card this turn. Harbinger for Fury seems real good. Yeah. And then I guess I'm also supposed to play Kaheera just for the mana efficiency? No, because I want Ephemerate up right now. Because if they go Living End, I want to be able to start firing back with Solitude right away. If they go end of turn Violent Outburst, I want to be able to take out their 7/7 and their 4/4 now, not later. Because our life total will be in trouble very quickly from those things if I don't. Okay, they might go for a bigger Living End, or they might just not have the Cascade spell yet. But we'll see. Yep. So we just let that go. Oh, they get to reorder my top. Well, whatever. I mean, I can't stop it. Night Barbecue House. Well, we're on the last match here, so we have come to the end. So I can get Solitude in my graveyard by blocking with these Architects of Will. So let's go ahead and go pitch. Kaheera is almost definitely the worst card in this matchup. I would definitely rather have 2 Omnaths. So gain 7. Gain 4. That is not this Solitude. Upkeep. Ephemerate. Omnath. Oh. That's good. Man, I don't know if I want to... I guess I'm supposed to just cast it? Oh, yeah, because their next Living End doesn't do much here. Yeah, I'm just supposed to cast this right now. Just put them on, like, nothing. Yeah, they literally have no attack here. And now if they Living In, they get 2 Shardless Agents. I mean, obviously they can build up to the next one. No, maybe I spewed too much here. Hey, KO Diamonds. How is the world treating you, my friend? So I can just take this, right? Because I don't want to kill these things and set them up for the next Living End. My crackback is good. I'm at 20 and I have an Omnath in play. Sure, hit me for 9. What do I care? Attack with all. No blocks. Scoop. I'll take it. I'll take it. So we got Endurance and Force of Negation. Ending poor. So the board outs... Yeah, the Drifter seems pretty bad. I don't know, like, everything's really good in this matchup, right? Like, Wrenn and Six is not in theory, but it's just kind of always good. I think it's probably one of the worst cards in the matchup, but it... Trim Risen Reefs? Sure, I could see that. Yeah, I see. In which case, I want to keep the Wrenn and Six. Teferi seems hilarious. I mean, of course, it's a Cascade deck. I don't even know if the Force of Negations are good here. We're going to see probably fairly quickly. But I don't really see anything else on the sideboard that's better. And I guess trimming Risen Reefs makes sense. Font is fine. I mean, it's fine. It's just like, I don't know. Actually, I guess against Living End, they only play like 3 Living Ends. So sometimes they get trapped. Also, they don't seem to be on Griefer End. They're not on Griefer Madness. So, opponent mulls to 6. I'm going to keep this. It's not great, but I feel like we can get where we need to be with it. Speak of the devil. Alright, well, no matter what, we have a fun. We have the Force of Negation, so... They're hard mull to Griefer Madness. Should have checked the pitch count. I made sure blue was... We didn't cut blue much at all. Although I guess I cut some of the Risen Reefs, so... maybe it's lower than I think it is. Because I wasn't planning on cutting Risen Reefs, and I didn't say that was part of the reason why. Obviously, I should have. But... It's not a great draw at all. Actually, no. Just put put a Solitude on top. Seems good. Get it in the mix. Yeah, actually this is kind of necessary, I guess. They're just getting the F6 equity. Yeah, they are. Yeah. I'm not sure. Okay, so they pitched the Living End, so they're already down 1. Oh, they're missing lands, huh? Man, their graveyard is super thick. Maybe I was supposed to grab Endurance? No. Not this early. Sure. I mean, I get that, Jake. I just took it to the logical extreme for me, which was cut down to 1, because I could still tutor for it if I wanted it, which, like, obviously, that's not always the right way to think about it. Also, I can't currently pitch for Solitude and Ephemerate, so we're leaning on this Force of Negation a little bit. Hopefully the way they have to get their Living End in is Sorcery Speed and not Violent Outburst that they cast during my upkeep. Nope. Wait, that doesn't fix my... Oh, yes, it does. And I still can't Ephemerate yet, but... They might have Force Negation in hand too, sure. But they have to be able to hard cast theirs. Unless we're thinking they're gonna... I see. Or they just have nothing. Could be nothing. So, am I supposed to discard the hand size here? Or am I supposed to force something out? No card Reef here. Endurance is enough. I mean, I feel like... I think I could just play this, right? I mean, I should have played it pre-combat, but, like... I feel like I have everything covered. You like finding more lands with Reef? But I don't have... Oh, you mean... Okay, so we're going off of... Yeah, we don't have Force of Negation up, but it doesn't matter anymore. You like discarding a Fury? We might still. If Risen Reef hits a non-land card, then... we could still discard a Fury. We'll just put that in play. Okay. Yeah, discarding a Fury to hand size would have been okay, but their graveyard is massive. So, like, I don't think it's actually feasible. Endurance is really good, too, just because it makes them spend a lot more time setting up this giant graveyard. Because the giant graveyard is a problem. Like, I can't realistically actually go toe-to-toe with them. Last game, I was able to do it against, like, a medium-sized graveyard, but I think we would have a lot more trouble this game. So this is not an elemental, doesn't trigger Risen Reef. But we have Ephemerate. I don't have anything to pitch to Solitude if I play Kaheera. I think this turn we're going EOT, discard Fury. Because I can just do everything else in my hand right now. The second Fawn is just a fine draw. Without Kaheera, I don't have a green card to pitch. They might be waiting until they have a Subtlety. Well, we can beat multiple cards now, right? Because I can fetch blue on that. And hard cast a Force of Negation. So, I can beat everything. Pretty sure. I mean, we could EOT hard cast Endurance and put lethal in play. I think that's the right thing to do. I need to fetch green. So if I cast Endurance, we have Ephemerate, we have Force of Negation, we have. So how could they possibly beat it? I guess they would need like Mystical Dispute or like Flusterstorm. Yeah, like Mystical Dispute. You think I'm supposed to hold? Oh, right. Of course, they can't play Flusterstorm. Yeah, Mystical Dispute or Cascade Spell plus Subtlety. No, I still beat that. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to jam here because it's on their end step. I can pitch for Force, so I feel pretty advantaged. Like they have to have the Cascade Spell. It has to be the instant speed Cascade Spell. They have to have. Yeah, yeah. It won't be. It won't be. I think I'm supposed to jam here. I can't imagine the world where they have a setup that actually. I mean, you think I don't need to? I think closing this game out is probably a good idea, though, if I can. Yeah. They could have a second one. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of, but whatever. I'm going to choose not to be worried about it. Yeah, a little bit, yikes. Um, yeah, I see it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I got it. Cool. Nice 4-1. Good play, Jig. Good play. Yeah. So 5-color elementals. This deck is super powerful. As much as it was last time I played it, absolute blast to play. Um, Definitely pay attention to how Kanister plays the deck because as we saw in that league, being very aggressive with your pitches, whether it be turn one Fury Ephemerate, whether it be, I mean, just you could just watch this league and see all the infinite ways that we very aggressively pitched cards, used Ephemerate, used all the tools that are available to us. So these flex slots here, two Prismatic Ending, and the Wrenn and Six. These feel like the flex slots, and I'm sure we'll see other cards. Oh, and the Mulldrifter, other cards drifting into and out of these slots over time. Endurance was so good in some of those games that I could see wanting more of them, but you should definitely have 4 in the 75, I think. And then Mulldrifter felt like the most pointless one. I remember Kanister earlier today was saying that he likes that Wrenn and Six is a red and green card, but wishes it was a white and red card because the white count is often a little bit low. Just in terms of cards you do or don't want to pitch, because Ephemerate is usually a card you want to keep. Endurance was a 2 the other day, then became a Mulldrifter. The thing, I like the idea of having one Mulldrifter in the main deck, but we just never needed it. And the only times I drew it, I couldn't cast it, and I died, which is like not a strike against Mulldrifter. I think it's fine. I like this card a lot myself, so like it's just so cute, and like just conceptually, like playing Mulldrifter in Modern, like are we real? Apparently we are. Yeah, this deck is super powerful. As Mike mentioned earlier, though, the power of the engine can fall apart a little bit. But unlike something like the Asmorana Marnica Dice and the Cool to Card decks, it is slower, but I feel like the cards are more sure. Yeah, the Mulldrifter is something like it's not hurting you very much to play this card, right? But what you should think about is like what could this actually be? Like Horde of Notions would pitch to every single spell. It doesn't fold to any type of hate. Maybe Blood. Yeah, this deck definitely isn't super happy to see a Blood Moon on the other side of the table. We have two Force of Vigors, two Force of Negation. Sorry, two Force of Vigors and a Foundation Breaker. Also four Force. But Blood Moon would crush this deck pretty bad. Void Mirror is annoying for this deck. I guess so, but most decks that are willing to play Void Mirror are putting themselves really down on... Like, that's a card that, like, you could play through. We have Teferi. If you know Void Mirror is coming, you can board in the Foundation Breaker and then fetch it. Or even the Engineered Explosives. And most of the Void Mirror decks are playing low CMC. Yeah, sure, it takes away the free spells. It takes away the rebound on Ephemerate. But I think Void Mirror is such a mediocre card that it's really... Yeah. Void Mirror? Yeah, it's playable. It's just... Chalice is usually better for what you're trying to do with it. Sorry, I did something on my neck. So, anyway. Super interesting games, super powerful gameplay. Powerful gameplay, interesting games. That's what I meant to say. No need to super it up. It's just Kanister's language of very powerful elementals. So yeah. So if you are in the future on the YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, check out any of my other videos. You can check out the previous Skelemental video, which was playing, or Elemental videos, which was playing Skelementals and Thunderkin Awakeners and all that nonsense with the pitch spells as well, which was really, really fun. We had a great run with that deck, or any other decks that you're interested in, and I will see you there. And for those who are live, let's find someone to raid, because I am done for the night. Oh, freaks on! He's playing an Esper Reanimator? There's no place else in the world we'd rather be.